Got more shots than this shit, nigga. Try your luck. Let's go on beef.
Reports are coming in that Pooh Shiesty pulled up on NBA YoungBoy's team. And according to sources, things got ugly fast. What started as online tension has now spilled into real life, with multiple eyewitnesses claiming the confrontation was intense, chaotic, and, in some cases, dangerous. Fans of both artists are in shock, and the videos, screenshots, and clips circulating online are only adding fuel to the fire. This isn't just music drama anymore. It's a real-life showdown that could have serious consequences. For years, both Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy have cultivated reputations for loyalty to their crews and for defending their names at any cost. Now, those reputations are colliding in a way that nobody saw coming. The situation reportedly began as a disagreement between associates, but what could have been a small confrontation escalated rapidly when tensions boiled over. Fans are speculating on motives, alliances, and what led to such a heated moment, while social media explodes with reactions. Witnesses claim that the confrontation involved shouting, threats, and even physical altercations, though the full details remain unverified. Some insiders suggest that this incident isn't isolated. It may be part of a larger pattern of tension between the two camps that's been building for months behind the scenes. The public exposure of this clash has only intensified scrutiny on both artists, their teams, and the culture surrounding them. The timing of this showdown is critical. NBA YoungBoy has been under constant public attention lately, and any incident like this is instantly amplified. Pooh Shiesty, known for his bold approach, reportedly didn't hold back either, signaling that he and his crew are willing to defend their territory and reputation at all costs. Social media reactions have been split, with some fans supporting Shiesty's team, others defending YoungBoy, and many just watching, fascinated, as events unfold. As the story spreads, the stakes are becoming clear. This isn't just a clash of egos. It's about influence, loyalty, and who controls the narrative in one of the most closely watched rivalries in modern hip-hop. With multiple eyewitness accounts, videos circulating, and both camps under scrutiny, the question everyone is asking is simple: how far will this go before someone steps back, or before it escalates even further? The moment news broke that Pooh Shiesty's crew had pulled up on NBA YoungBoy's team, the streets and social media exploded. Videos and clips began circulating almost immediately, showing moments of chaos that left fans stunned. From shouting matches to tense standoffs, the footage painted a picture of a confrontation that escalated far beyond words. Hip-hop fans have grown accustomed to online feuds, diss tracks, and subtle jabs in lyrics, but this felt different. This was real-life tension, spilling out from the confines of music and social media and into the public sphere, where the stakes were tangible and the consequences could be serious. For months, rumors have been swirling about tension between these two camps. Sources close to both artists claimed that underlying disputes, old grudges, and loyalty conflicts have been quietly simmering behind the scenes. While the public mostly saw only songs, posts, and interviews, the reality was far more complicated. Crews and associates, always loyal and protective, have been monitoring every move, every comment, and every social media interaction, ready to act if lines were crossed. That tension reached a breaking point when Pooh Shiesty's team reportedly decided enough was enough, and they pulled up to confront NBA YoungBoy's crew directly. Eyewitnesses painted a chaotic scene. According to reports, both sides arrived with significant numbers, their presence alone intimidating anyone who might have been in the vicinity. Voices were raised immediately, and the confrontation quickly escalated into shoving and aggressive posturing. Some videos circulating online showed crew members gesturing, shouting, and moving with precision, signaling that both sides were prepared for conflict. While no serious injuries were confirmed at the time, the tension was palpable, and the situation could have easily spiraled out of control. Social media amplified every second, with fans analyzing clips frame by frame, speculating on motives, and debating which side had the upper hand. What made the confrontation even more compelling was the contrast between public personas and private realities. Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy are both young, ambitious artists who have built reputations not just on music, but on loyalty, toughness, and influence within their respective communities. To outsiders, their careers may seem like a series of hit songs, videos, and brand deals, but behind the scenes, their crews and allies are deeply invested in maintaining respect and dominance. In situations like this, small slights or perceived disrespect can escalate quickly, and the line between defense and aggression becomes dangerously thin. Fans and analysts immediately began trying to parse the meaning of this confrontation. Was it a response to something NBA YoungBoy's team had done in the past? Was it a preemptive display of power by Pooh Shiesty's camp? Or was it part of a larger, ongoing feud that had been simmering unnoticed? Opinions varied widely. Some argued that Shiesty was asserting dominance, sending a clear message that his crew would not be disrespected. Others believed that YoungBoy's team had provoked the situation, and that the pull-up was more of a reaction than an initiation. Either way, the story became about more than just a single incident. It was about influence, reputation, and the unspoken rules that govern these high-stakes relationships. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, framing it as one of the most serious confrontations involving these artists in recent memory. Analysts debated the implications for their careers, the safety of their entourages, and the potential for further escalation. Social media users dissected every clip, with some praising Shiesty for standing his ground, others condemning the public nature of the confrontation, and many more simply watching in fascination, captivated by the raw, unfiltered drama. In the modern age, moments like this are amplified exponentially, and both camps were now under a microscope, every move analyzed for hidden messages, signs of weakness, or subtle threats. At the center of the storm, both Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy remained largely silent, letting their crews represent them in the streets and on social media. This silence added layers to the narrative, forcing fans and analysts to read between the lines. Without direct commentary from the artists themselves, speculation became rampant. Every stance, gesture, and look in videos was scrutinized for meaning. The absence of words made the body language and crew dynamics all the more significant, turning the confrontation into a psychological chess match as well as a physical standoff. By the end of part one thing was clear. This was more than just a pull-up or a confrontation. And with both camps watching, waiting, and planning their next move, the tension was far from over. The fallout from the pull-up quickly spread beyond the streets and into social media, where the drama amplified at an unprecedented pace. Videos of Pooh Shiesty's crew confronting NBA YoungBoy's teams circulated rapidly, each clip dissected and analyzed by fans, influencers, and even fellow artists. Every gesture, glance, and shouted word became a point of debate. People tried to determine who initiated the tension, who held the upper hand, and whether the situation had the potential to escalate into something far more serious. The digital amplification meant that this incident wasn't just a localized confrontation. It had become a viral event, with global attention now on both crews. For NBA YoungBoy's camp, the pull-up hit like a shockwave. Sources close to his team reported that the crew was taken by surprise, even though tensions had been simmering for weeks. The unexpected nature of Shiesty's confrontation created immediate internal discussions about safety, strategy, and reputation management. YoungBoy's team had to quickly reassess their position. Were they being perceived as weak if they didn't respond? Would retaliating escalate things further, putting themselves at risk? The delicate balance between defending reputation and avoiding unnecessary conflict became a central concern. Pooh Shiesty, on the other hand, was reportedly confident and deliberate. Witnesses described his crew's actions as calculated rather than reckless. They didn't appear to be seeking chaos for chaos's sake. They were making a statement. A clear message had been sent. Disrespect would not be tolerated, and Shiesty's crew would defend their name and territory at any cost. That level of precision, combined with social media coverage, amplified the perception of dominance. Fans on his side celebrated the pull-up as a display of loyalty and strength, framing it as a natural response from a young artist asserting himself in an industry where respect is earned through action. not just words. Meanwhile, social media debates exploded. Analysts and fans alike began revisiting past interactions, lyrics, and posts between Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy. Some argued that this pull-up was the culmination of a long-standing feud that had been simmering unnoticed by the general public. Others suggested it was triggered by recent business moves, collaborations, or alliances that had upset the balance between the two camps. Every piece of information was scrutinized, reinterpreted, and reproposed to fit the narrative of an ongoing rivalry. The pull-up itself became a symbol of power and loyalty, representing far more than the immediate confrontation. Industry insiders began weighing in cautiously. Record label representatives, managers, and collaborators recognized the risk of escalation, but also understood that moments like this shape public perception in hip-hop. For some, it reinforced Shiesty's credibility and street reputation. For others, it created concern about the long-term implications for both artists' careers. In an era where public image and online presence are as important as music, confrontations like these can impact everything, from streaming numbers to collaborations, to the willingness of other artists to engage with either camp. On the streets, loyalty was a recurring theme. Fans and associates debated the ethics and necessity of the pull-up. Was it an unavoidable response to provocation, or an unnecessary act that could spiral out of control? The answers were divided. Some hailed the move as a demonstration of bravery and protection of one's crew, while others cautioned that aggression often leads to unintended consequences. Despite differing opinions, everyone agreed that the confrontation had already shifted the balance of respect and perception between the two camps. The tension between the crews also began affecting other artists connected to them. Friends, collaborators, and label mates suddenly found themselves navigating a minefield of allegiances. Even casual associations could be interpreted as taking sides, which added pressure to an already tense situation. Every social media post, public appearance, and statement was now viewed through a lens of scrutiny, with fans and insiders speculating about who supported whom. In this environment, silence could be read as strategy, while engagement could escalate conflict. By the end of Part 2, it was clear that this pull-up was more than a one-off incident. It had triggered a chain reaction that extended beyond the immediate confrontation. The digital amplification, fan analysis, and industry attention meant that both crews were under intense scrutiny, and any move from either side could set off another wave of drama. The situation was no longer just about respect. It was about reputation, influence, and the perception of power in modern hip-hop. With both sides now on high alert and the public watching every move, the stage was set for what could be an even more intense escalation. Fans knew that this story was far from over. The pull-up had changed the dynamics, but it had also opened the door to further conflict, deeper alliances, and unforeseen consequences. And with each passing day, the pressure for a response grew, leaving everyone wondering, who would make the next move, and what would it mean for the future of this feud? The fallout from the pull-up continued to grow as the story reached a fever pitch on social media. Every clip, screenshot, and post was dissected and debated, with fans and analysts alike weighing in on what it all meant. The tension was no longer confined to the streets or the immediate crews. This confrontation had become a cultural moment, drawing attention from the broader hip-hop community, media outlets, and casual observers alike. Every gesture, every shout, and every stance in the videos was analyzed for meaning, turning the pull-up into a public chess match where perception mattered as much as action. NBA YoungBoy's camp felt the pressure immediately. Sources close to the team reported that they had to regroup quickly, assessing the fallout and strategizing their next steps. The pull-up had forced them into a reactive position, and in situations like this, hesitation can be dangerous. Every decision, whether to respond, remain silent, or attempt reconciliation, carried significant consequences. Their reputation, safety, and future leverage were all at stake. For YoungBoy, whose career thrives on perception and loyalty, even small missteps could have ripple effects. Meanwhile, Pooh Shiesty's crew remained resolute. Insiders described their approach as calculated, emphasizing that the goal wasn't senseless confrontation but asserting dominance and protecting their name. The way they executed the pull-up demonstrated coordination, awareness, and loyalty to their leader. Fans praised the move, seeing it as a clear signal that disrespect would not be tolerated. In a culture where reputation is closely tied to respect and influence, this demonstration of strength carried weight. It wasn't just about intimidation, it was about setting the tone for how others would interact with the camp moving forward. Social media amplified every nuance. Analysts highlighted the importance of timing and context, noting that the pull-up didn't happen in isolation, but against a backdrop of ongoing tension. The narrative became multi-layered, involving not just the crews themselves, but also the networks, associates, and fans invested in the drama. The pull-up also sparked conversations about safety and responsibility. While many celebrated the show of loyalty and courage, others expressed concern about the potential for violence. Hip-hop culture has long grappled with the balance between reputation and risk, and moments like this highlight the thin line between asserting oneself and creating unintended consequences. Industry insiders reportedly emphasized the importance of de-escalation, yet the visibility of the confrontation made control difficult. Every action was now scrutinized, and any misstep could intensify the situation. This incident also had implications for surrounding artists. Friends, collaborators, and even label mates found themselves navigating a minefield of allegiances. Public perception was now influenced not only by who acted, but by who appeared to support or oppose either camp. Social media made neutrality difficult, as silence could be interpreted as implicit support or cowardice, and any statement risked fueling further drama. The ecosystem around both artists became as much a part of the story as the pull-up itself, turning the confrontation into a larger narrative about influence, loyalty, and positioning. By the end of Part 3, it was evident that the pull-up had fundamentally altered the dynamic between these camps. What may have started as a single confrontation had evolved into a series of strategic moves, public perception battles, and fan-driven commentary that amplified the stakes. Both crews were under intense scrutiny, and every decision going forward could have significant consequences for reputation, relationships, and future interactions. The story was far from over. While the initial pull-up had sent a powerful message, the real test was what came next. Would YoungBoy respond? Would Shiesty escalate further? Or would there be an attempt at de-escalation behind the scenes? With the world watching, the next move had the potential to either stabilize the situation or push it into an even more intense and unpredictable confrontation. The stage was set for the next chapter, and one thing was certain: the streets, the industry, and the fans would all be paying attention. The tension that erupted from Pooh Shiesty's pull-up on NBA YoungBoy's crew showed no signs of fading. If anything, the situation intensified as both sides realized the stakes were far higher than anyone initially anticipated. Videos of the confrontation had gone viral, leaving fans, media outlets, and fellow artists analyzing every moment. With the streets watching and social media buzzing, the pressure mounted on both crews to respond, not just to defend their reputations, but to maintain credibility within their circles. In hip-hop culture, perception often outweighs reality, and a single misstep could have lasting consequences for influence, alliances, and even personal safety. For NBA YoungBoy's team, the pull-up forced immediate internal discussions. Members reportedly debated whether to retaliate publicly, respond through social media, or de-escalate the situation entirely. Each option carried its own risks. Confrontation could escalate violence, silence could be perceived as weakness, and social media responses could further inflame tensions. Every decision had to be measured carefully. At the same time, the crew was acutely aware that the world was watching. Videos, photos, and online commentary were shaping a narrative in real time, and every choice made in the heat of the moment would be scrutinized endlessly. Pooh Shiesty's camp, meanwhile, remained confident and organized. Sources described the pull-up as a calculated display rather than a reckless stunt. They weren't just asserting dominance. They were sending a clear message that disrespect toward their crew would not be tolerated. The show of loyalty and unity strengthened Shiesty's standing in the streets and on social media. Fans praised the cohesion and discipline, framing it as a necessary response to months of behind-the-scenes tension that had gone unresolved. To many, The pull-up was about more than intimidation. It was about respect, power, and making sure everyone understood the boundaries. Social media became a battlefield of its own. Fans dissected the videos, debating who had the upper hand, analyzing body language, and speculating about hidden provocations. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary flooded platforms, amplifying the drama to unprecedented levels. The pull-up was no longer just a confrontation. It was a story unfolding in real time, with thousands of observers weighing in on every detail. This digital amplification made the confrontation far more consequential than a typical street disagreement. Reputation, loyalty, and influence were all on the line, and the stakes were now national. The escalation also triggered discussions about accountability and responsibility within the hip-hop community. While some celebrated the demonstration of loyalty and courage, others expressed concern over the potential for violence. Industry insiders emphasized that, while these confrontations are often framed as proof of strength, the reality can have serious consequences. Friends, collaborators, and label mates suddenly found themselves navigating a web of alliances and expectations. Social media magnified these pressures. When neutrality, influence, and image are currency, every move made after the confrontation mattered just as much as the event itself. Reports from eyewitnesses and insiders painted a picture of heightened tension for days following the pull-up. While the confrontation didn't escalate into full-scale violence, the air remained thick with caution and uncertainty. Both crews were reportedly on alert, coordinating movements and monitoring activity to ensure no further incidents occurred without preparation. Sources suggested that even casual encounters between members of the two camps were avoided, as neither side wanted to appear weak or vulnerable. This state of heightened vigilance reinforced the seriousness of the event and underscored how quickly a single moment can reshape alliances and strategy. Public reaction only added to the pressure. Fans on social media debated endlessly over who had the upper hand, what motives drove the confrontation, and what it revealed about the dynamics between the two camps. Some supported Shiesty for standing his ground, framing the pull-up as a necessary move to defend his crew and reputation. Others defended YoungBoy, arguing that any escalation could damage his image and distract from his music. The clash of perspectives made the situation a cultural flashpoint, with the pull-up becoming a case study in loyalty, power, and respect within modern hip-hop. Industry insiders quietly observed the fallout with concern. While some praised Shiesty's strategic approach and the cohesion of his crew, others highlighted the risks associated with public confrontations of this scale. The balance between demonstrating loyalty and maintaining professional image is delicate, and moments like these can have long-term consequences on career trajectories. Labels, managers, and collaborators began emphasizing caution to artists within both camps, recognizing that public perception and street credibility were now intertwined in ways that could affect partnerships, collaborations, and opportunities. For both Pooh Shiesty and NBA YoungBoy, the pull-up marked a turning point in how they were perceived by fans and peers alike. Shiesty's reputation for loyalty, decisiveness, and willingness to protect his team was solidified, while YoungBoy faced scrutiny over whether his team had responded effectively or strategically. In hip-hop culture, these narratives carry weight far beyond the immediate parties involved. How artists manage conflict can influence alliances, collaborations, and fan engagement for years. Behind the scenes, tension slowly gave way to strategic recalibration. Both crews reportedly took time to assess the fallout, evaluating which actions to take next to protect their image and maintain influence. While the confrontation could have escalated further, deliberate measures were taken to prevent violence from breaking out, demonstrating a level of maturity and awareness within both camps. Fans noticed this restraint, with many acknowledging that the pull-up had been handled in a controlled, calculated way despite the chaos and drama. As Part 5 drew to a close, the pull-up's impact was evident across multiple dimensions: street credibility, fan perception, social media discourse, and industry awareness. What began as a confrontation in the streets had evolved into a defining moment for both artists, leaving an indelible mark on their reputations. The story had gone beyond personal conflict, touching on